give us if those of you who miss San Antonio and you don't know who Dave is, I'm going to let Dave formally introduce himself to you because he is here to help you guys make some freaking money. Right, Dave? Isn't that what you do? Isn't that what you specialize in? You pass it out, I heard. You just pass out like, G notes wherever you go.
Yeah, packages of the seeds for the trees that grow it, actually. Yeah, hand those out. So yeah, listen, I was on the air and I'm a Canadian living in Southern California in Joshua Tree. Started in radio when I was 16 in New Liskeard, Ontario. And I was on the radio for 30 years. So anybody in Canada might have heard of the show Sturgeon in the Morning. That was my show. And then I moved into management because I had a desire to work a little more closely with our advertisers because I'd always had such a keen interest in using the power of the human voice, connecting that to theater of the mind and using messaging that would actually move the needle for businesses. So I loved that. I did that for 10 years. And during that time, I moved to the US and I managed stations in Minnesota and Las Vegas. And along the way, I ended up running an agency. I was hired away from radio to be the vice president of a boutique agency that only services the needs of real estate agents and real estate mega agents. And so all of the expertise that I learned on the air and in management was brought to bear in an agency for real estate agents. And then all of the creativity that we had going was put into, okay, how do we use radio to really move the needle for real estate agents? Todd and Craig are very well aware of the company that I ran. And it's no secret that the message that resonated most clearly of all the promises that we used on the radio was guaranteed sale. One that in later years I found out was ripped off from Todd and Craig. Anyhow, I went and ran.
It must work, dude. It must work, right?
God, it works. It's the only one that really works. Tell you the truth. Guaranteed to seller, sell for free, doesn't come close. Guaranteed to seller, or we'll pay your mortgage till it sells, doesn't work as well. I guarantee to sell your home, or I'll buy it myself for cash. There's nothing comes close to that message. So, what a delight for me to meet up with Todd and Craig and to form this partnership last year. In the knowledge that the actual name of the brokerage is Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Unbelievable, unfair advantage over anybody else on the radio to be able to say that. And so now I'm working exclusively with you guys. So what I do is, it may sound easy, but the fact is that there are multiple stations in every market. Every station will tell you they work. I can tell you that they don't all work. It has to be the right station, reaching the right audience, having the right kind of programming and the right kind of personalities who are trusted to deliver the message, because they become your word of mouth spokesperson, your referral on steroids. One big radio star telling all of their tens of thousands of very loyal friends every day, there's only one agent in the market that I'd work with. So that is a huge unfair advantage. And so my job, what I do is I just scour the market, find those stations, negotiate the very best rates and packages for you. Then I work with the talent. I actually coach the talent on how to deliver the message. And in the process, we put together campaigns that are producing great results for agents like you. So if you'd like to, listen, let me say one more thing. One of the questions I get asked more than anything is, do people even listen to the radio anymore? Because there are so many other options, right? There's podcasts and Pandora and Sirius XM and all. Does anybody? 92% of North Americans spend at least 2 hours a week listening to terrestrial radio, good old school broadcast radio. And the majority of those, the good news is it isn't 100%, because about 8% of them are younger and they've moved away from broadcast radio, but they're up to about the age of 25. The vast majority of radio listeners are age 35 plus. So they're right in that sweet age group we're trying to reach in terms of home sellers, right? So one of the little thing I'll say is that one thing we don't usually talk about at this stage with radio is that radio gives you the opportunity to market the marketing, something I call market the marketing, which is on appointment setting calls and on the actual appointments, you can create that immediate direct connection between you, the home seller, and the radio personality. There's a good likelihood they heard that personality mention you and talk about you and endorse you. You bring that name up on the appointment or on the call to set the appointment. It's an immediate bonding thing. So you immediately bond through a referral that is highly respected in the community. So I can train teams how to do that beyond actually putting the radio campaign into gear. I can help you along the way to audit your website, make sure that it's set up perfectly to be collecting those online leads, the form fills, making sure the phone numbers are all working. Everything. It's not just setting it up and getting it running, but it's being there for you along the way to deal with any bumps and farts and speed bumps that we might run across, and it happens. And when I work with you exclusively in your market. When consumers are searching for something online and they see a name they've already heard of, they're more likely to click on that listing. So that's what radio is doing for you in terms of, it's not just for the direct calls, not just for the web form fills, but everything else you're doing, even your direct mail. If people have heard their best friend talking about you, their best friend on the radio talking about you, by the time they see you, right, in a digital ad or on a postcard, they're more likely to respond because you've already built that top of mind awareness with the power of the human voice.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Like a lot of guys here they've got some pretty good online brand presence going on. They're running the paid ads. Their business listing is good. They're showing up, in the SEO. Even a lot of their videos on YouTube showing up in the Google search as well. So they get really good online brand presence, but they're not on the radio. And I think they underestimate the massive increase they would get, like from the radio. Because if it's true, if people are hearing the radio commercial and they do go to Google, and start typing stuff in, like you're set up for it. You're set up to win, in a big way on radio. Awesome. Okay, so real quick while we're thinking about it, your contact info in case we want to reach out to you and talk about being on the radio.
You bet. So yeah, please write this down. There's my email is dave@radiotvagents.com. dave@radiotvagents.com. And my number is 928-920-1020. 928-920-1020.
Awesome.